Got to pay bills. I got to pay child support. I got to go to court next week. What I'm supposed to do?
Today we let the employees know at our Emporia, Virginia plywood mill that we are ceasing operations as of today.
I've worked here 3.5 years. It's very unsettling. It's very unsettling because I have 5 young kids at home. It's very heartfelt because I feel bad for the city of Emporia. I really do, because it's going to crush Emporia.
It's going to cripple this town. You just lost Boy's Head, then lost GP. Ain't going to be nothing left here.
This a loss for me. And then they shut down Boys Head. I was just about to start at Boys Head. They shut Boys Head down. Now they done shut this place down. What jobs do we have in Emporia?
We want to get these people placed in new jobs as soon as possible. It's very tough for the Emporia area with the Boar's Head plant a while back and now Georgia Pacific, but we're committed to trying to find those people jobs in and around that area and work to bring companies into that area to pick up some of that job loss.
Now picture this, you're going into work to go ahead and make sure you clock in, get that paycheck, doing what you need to do, just to see everybody around you lining up, and you have HR and people coming in saying that this plant is closed. Everybody, this is your last day, please leave. What are we talking about right now? Then the plant up the street is closed too? This is just the start. Now, I wouldn't be keeping you laced up if I didn't talk about other factors that are causing these mass layoffs to be spreading like this, like wildfire. And I'm talking about not just inflation, but the way we're treating other countries and the way we're getting our supplies through these tariffs. Tariffs are absolutely throwing the market upside down, sideways, everything, because Donald Trump is in office and we always knew he was going to be that wild card that no one knew what they were going to do. He don't even know what he's going to do next. And because of that, there's uncertainty. And when businesses have uncertainty and they know they can't rely on the income of customers coming in, people got to start making these cuts. We got to start laying off these people because that's our biggest expense is our employees. And that's who gets the axe first. But I got to keep you laced up on what's going on with these tariffs because we're always hearing all these different updates and all these things, but they affect you more than you know. Let's go ahead and get into it.
We'll be putting a tariff on of approximately 100% on chips and semiconductors. But if you're building in the United States of America, there's no charge. So 100% tariff on all chips and semiconductors coming into the United States. But if you've made a commitment to build, or if you're in the process of building, as many are, there is no tariff.
The U.S. will impose a tariff of about 100% on semiconductor chips imported from countries not producing in America or planning to do so. President Donald Trump said the new tariff rate would apply to all chips and semiconductors coming into the U.S., but would not apply to companies that had made a commitment to manufacture in the U.S. It is not clear how many chips will be covered by the tariffs. Congress created a $52.7 billion semiconductor manufacturing and research subsidy program in 2022. The Commerce Department last year under President Joe Biden convinced all 5 leading-edge semiconductor firms to locate chip factories in the U.S. as part of the program. Last year, the department said the U.S. produced about 12% of semiconductor chips globally, down from 40% in 1990. Natasha Bust, FMD.
President Donald Trump sent letters to the leaders of South Korea and Japan, telling them they'll face 25% tariffs come August 1st. 2 hours after those initial letters Monday, he said similar ones had been sent to Malaysia, Kazakhstan, South Africa, Myanmar, and Laos, announcing new tariffs as high as 40%. Later that day, Trump posted 7 more, bringing the total number of letters delivered up to 14, each coming with a threat of even higher rates if leaders retaliate. Why? Trump is particularly frustrated with the U.S. buying more goods from these countries than exporting products to them, and wants new trade deals. But higher rates could mean higher prices for Americans for things like TVs, washing machines, and, of course, cars. World leaders aren't happy about these letters. Japan is one of the U.S.'s strongest allies in Asia and said while they'll continue to negotiate, the Japanese government has avoided easy compromises, seeking what we demand and protecting what we must protect.
Do you know why we'll never bring a manufacturer back to America? Manufacturing is gone. It's automated. You think people in China are making things by hand? No, it's by robots now. This is why union is so important. That's why the Communist Party of China or CPP, whatever you want to call it, they're protecting the people because everything's getting automated in China. Like, there is no manufacturing jobs. It's like saying we're gonna bring farmers back. No, farmers are gone. Like, we're being replaced by robots. It's been going on for decades. However, if we educate and invest in our people, maybe we'll be creating these robots as opposed to being replaced by them. Huh? Maybe, huh?
Now, the reason why Trump was really riding on these tariffs was because, again, the campaign, we're going to bring jobs back, manufacturing back, but how are they going to do that? Keep up with the American dollar, people having to get paid an equivalent amount compared to robots that it's all automated. Everything is automated. Where are these humans going to fit in? We're just doing these tariffs, raising these tariffs, taxing all of our allies. Anybody who lined up with us, you getting a letter, you getting a letter, you getting a letter. And it's causing just mass panic and turmoil in our markets and our companies. They're not hiring, they're firing, all these mass layoffs and everything that's going on.
I have a friend who works high up in supply, and by high up, I mean like executive level. And we were on the phone yesterday, and I said, hey, since you're in supply, do you think the prices are going to increase as a result of tariffs? And my friend turns the camera around and shows me the spreadsheet for certain goods and says, yes, some of them are about to increase by $90 and shows me the price increase. Some of them are about to increase by $150. On the low end, the lowest one we saw was like $8. But I say that to say, and my friend said, even if something happens with the Trump deal, these prices aren't coming down anytime soon. And I say that to say, y'all, things are about to balloon. Prices are about to balloon, and it's going to crash the economy in certain ways. And so I don't ever want people to think that just because the news isn't reporting on it, that everything is hunky-dory, everything is all good. The suppliers are increasing prices, and we all know Americans, they pass it on to the consumer. Americans pay the tariff price. But just be prepared for the price for you to see the price spike this month and then gradually and consistently increase next month. And then
if you're living in the United States, I would start saving as much money as possible and buy some essentials, because starting in August, everything is going to get more expensive. And that's thanks to Donald Trump announcing that his tariffs will finally be kicking in on August 1st. He says he will be imposing tariffs on countries around the world. Trump says that these countries will be paying tariffs to the United States. Unfortunately, that's not how it's going to shake out for the American families and for American consumers. Why? Because all you have to do is look at this with critical thinking skills and realize that if it's going to be more expensive for American companies to import goods into the United States, if it's going to be more expensive for American consumers to buy goods from those companies, then everything is going to become more expensive. That's why Trump has only used these tariffs as a threat to get other nations to do unfair trade deals for their nations that work to Donald Trump's bidding. However, no nations have taken the bait because they see Trump's tariffs as an empty threat. He promised them in the spring. He delayed them to the summer. Now he's delaying them towards the fall. I don't believe he's actually going to stick with this date either, but you should be vigilant, because sooner or later, we will start feeling the recessionary effects of Trump's ineptitude and terrible policy for the American middle class.
My man be blinking a lot. It was a little hard. Anyway, but besides that, he was talking some real facts. Craziness. If we think that the market and prices and stuff is bad now, if we think we felt inflation now, could you imagine some stuff going up by $100, $150, $90 at the grocery store? At the stores here we go shop at?